first. The gunshots and then the siren. So I knew something was happening. I was very concerned for my community.
Breaking news in San Francisco. Several people have been shot in the city's Mission District this Friday night. City officials tell us at least 5 people are hurt after a shooting in the Mission. Hello again. I'm Greg Lee.
And I'm Heather Holmes. We have live team coverage of this breaking news situation. KTV's Amber Lee standing by at San Francisco General Hospital, where some of the victims of tonight's shooting are being treated. But first, we want to go back now to KTV's Jana Katsuyama, live in the Mission District near where this shooting took place. Jana.
Heather and Greg, we are right on 24th near Harrison. And just in the past 5 minutes, I spoke with somebody who was right there when the shooting happened. She said that she was over. They were having somewhat of a neighborhood party there about a half a block down there. And she says that at the time there were families who were there. They were celebrating. There was food. And she was right there in the front when she said somebody came by. She describes it as a drive-by shooting, and they opened fire. She said that she and her 13-year-old nephew ran down the block to try and get away from that area, but she says that one of her friends was hit. Here is what she told me happened.
If anyone who was doing that, who's watching this right now, man, we had kids there, our family, people we love, and even a person I know got shot, and I don't know where they got shot, but they got shot and they got sent to the hospital, and you can't do that when kids are around.
And that woman tells me that she lives in this area. She said that she looked down. There were people on the ground bleeding, one person holding their head with blood. She said her friend was also down there and bleeding. They were taken to the hospital, and as we mentioned, some of them were taken to SF General. Now, we also spoke with another person out of Supervisor Hillary Ronan's office. He is a resident of this area and says that he had been walking along this street just an hour before with his child, and he said that he heard the gunshots. Here's what he had to say.
I could hear the gunshots, and shortly after the sirens. A few minutes later, I got a phone call.
And so tell us what you've learned so far in terms of what happened here.
So what we know right now is there are 5 victims transported to SF General. 1 is currently in surgery, and 4 are being treated for minor injuries.
And San Francisco police did say just this past hour that they got the call at 9:07 tonight to respond to 24th and Treat streets here. They said they have found multiple victims and called medics here. They are not saying very much. We are waiting for an officer to come over to give us a briefing, but certainly this was a terrifying thing for the people who were here. That woman said that she heard people screaming. I spoke to another person just a short while ago who lives above the area. He said that he heard the shots and the screaming and looked out and saw all of this. So this is an area where there is a brewery that's along here. There's a pizza place that is nearby that was open. And so a lot of people in this area, residential area, who say they are shocked that this has happened here. We are trying to get more information, but for now, they have this blocked off and they're asking people to avoid the area. They have detoured the buses around this site, but certainly a very traumatic thing for the people who were there and saw all of this happen right in front of them.
Yeah, Jan, I want to go back to something that your witness told you, and that is she described it as a drive-by shooting. Did she offer any information about a vehicle that may have been involved or a potential suspect description?
She did not. I was asking her about that, but she said at that point, the minute that she started hearing the gunshots, she took her nephew and they started running. And she said, just keep on running, try and get away from this area. And it was just recently that she's come back here just to try and see if everything's okay. Again, she said one of her friends was shot and she's trying to get information as to where he was taken and how he's doing right now.
Yeah, but again, she believes that gunfire came from a passing vehicle, something that obviously police will be looking into.
Yeah, such a scary situation with so many kids around. We've heard from multiple witnesses now. Jana, we will let you continue to work that scene and bring us any updates as you get them. As Jana said, the victims have been taken to Zuckerberg San Francisco General Hospital.
Yeah, that's why we want to pick up our team coverage tonight with KTVU's Amber Lee. And Amber, what have you been able to learn about some of the victims that are being treated there?
Heather, sources have confirmed for me that there are a total of 7 victims. All were taken here to SF General. Now, no word yet on their condition. They have confirmed for me that so far there's no fatalities, and a police source did tell me, as Jana said, that there were people gathered outside on the street and that this is a possible, most likely a drive-by shooting, and that they may be looking for a suspect vehicle, but no description has been released at this point. Heather?
Yeah, that is, though, good to hear, Amber, at least from what we're gathering right now, that everyone has survived. I know that in situations like this, though, hospital remains very tight-lipped as they're treating those victims. Anything else that you can tell us, though, Amber? You mentioned a number of victims that you're getting from your sources, but nothing else about if they're men or women or ages of the victims?
I asked the source that, men, women, children, they said they don't have that information at this point, but I'll work to see what we can get.
Yeah, probably just too soon for them to know that information as of yet, or to at least release it. All right, Amber Lee, thank you very much. Our coverage of this